As Natsuki starts to slink away, she suddenly jumps at the sound of a phone on silent.
Sorry, that's...
Reaching into her book bag, she fumbles with the device for a moment, throwing the club an offhand wave as she takes off out of the room. Is that a satellite phone? Why the hell would she need one of those out here? Returning my gaze to the remaining club members, it's clear that Monica and Yuri are just as surprised as I am. Sayori, however...
Oh, whoop, I clicked by accident.
Not that phone again.
Everything all right?
Well, it's just that every time she pulls out that phone, she vanishes for a few days.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Sayori doesn't say any more, but she doesn't meet my gaze. She did mention she has work, and that it comes up suddenly. Then I don't really see a need to worry too much, I guess. My attempt to alleviate the concern on Sayori's face seems pointless as she turns even further away from us.
Then why does she always come back hurt?
No one, it seems, has an answer for her question.
I'll just... Monica, could you...
Monica looks confused for a brief moment, but shakes it off quickly and returns to her natural smile.
Of course, I'll take a walk with you. Yuri, would you mind walking up? I think we're done here for the day.
Oh, yes, I can do that. Yuri reluctantly takes the keys and nods, giving Monica a wave as the two of them leave through the door.
So sorry, I just...
Unable to say a word to her, I watch in silence as those sapphire eyes glisten with a deep fear. After a moment, she looks down at her feet, finally stepping away and following Monica. Useless yet again. So, MC, I take it you're... Oh no, I don't have to leave just yet. Amelia's helping the robotics club with something this afternoon, so I don't have anywhere to be until the end of club time. I see. I can't quite tell if Yuri's disappointed or happy, the way she's hiding behind her bangs. Did you want me to stick around? Yes, please do. Well, that answers that. Sometimes just asking is the best policy, I guess. Alright, guess it's just you and me. Unless you want to be somewhere. I mean, I'd like to be right here. I feel like this conversation is going in circles. Let's speed this up, shall we? So, Yuri, did you want to get something to eat? I've already eaten, thank you. Shit. Turns out I'm about as good as... I'm as good at small talk as I thought I was. But we can go get something if you'd like. Oh, good. She's just as bad as I am. That's comforting. No, Look, do you just want to study for a little while? I'll help you where I can. Her eyes seem to light up a little in response. Oh, yes. Actually, I had a couple questions about our history class. That I can help with. I just finished compiling my notes last night. Seems I can save this conversation after all. I make my way home slowly, trudging along the sidewalk. Amelia slowed her own pace just to keep up with me. It's strange. When we first met, I was the strong one, pulling her up when she needed it. Now I feel like a limp noodle she's carrying around in her pocket.
What is it, Mel?
Nothing, just...
Whatever happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, just because something happens doesn't mean you need to be weighed down by it, right? You two didn't seem to be on poor terms, so I don't know what the problem is.
I don't either.
It's complicated.
Well, maybe I can help.
It's also personal. She frowns.
Maybe so, but is it really so important that you keep it to yourself? We are clearly suffering because of it.
Yes. She sighs, clicking her tongue.
Look, Melody, I think we both know something the other doesn't. I never considered it before yesterday, but I think I understand.
Understand what?
It must be rough, yeah. Being stuck in a position like yours.
What position? What do you think you know? Sorry, I didn't mean to snap. I sigh, putting a hand to my head. There I go, blowing up again over nothing.
It's all right. I understand how you feel. It's a nightmare sometimes trying to understand our own feelings. Sayori was the girl you once liked, right? So, that means there are bound to be some feelings that have been unresolved. And they're bubbling to the surface because of it. I know how you feel. Worse, you've probably been dealing with the nagging in the back of your mind over what it means to like her, right? I mean, you're both girls. It shouldn't
time, it didn't matter. Of course it didn't. We were best friends. Neither of us would have listened to any talk like that.
But now it does.
No, or now it feels like I don't know. How could I know? I don't even know if I still like her.
Is that it? Or are you just jealous?
I stopped dead in my tracks.
Jealous that you've been replaced?
My fist balls as I whirl around to face Amelia.
You. Yeah, someone had to bring it to the surface. I guess that someone was me.
My lip twitches as I bite down on it.
I know you didn't want to hear it, but you can't ignore the sensation. I saw how you reacted when Sayori mentioned she wanted to invite her friend yesterday. I'm not blind.
I breathe a deep sigh.
Even if you aren't interested in her anymore, you have to face the fact that you aren't her first priority anymore. But remember, you don't have to be. Just because something is different doesn't mean it's bad. She obviously still cares about you, possibly as her second priority, but that doesn't mean she cares less. She's just found someone who means as much to her as you once did.
Sayori.
You get it, don't you? It doesn't matter if you love her or not, she will still be around because she wants to be. So, what's it gonna be?
I don't know. That's the truth. I have no idea what she means to me anymore. Sayori was my best friend. Even now she still feels like it. I'm just not hers anymore. I want to say I'm not jealous. I want to scream it to make sure everyone understands, but that would be a lie. It hurts to admit, but I'm jealous of Natsuki for how close she is with her. How close she is with my best friend. Yeah, my best friend. I'm not in love with her. Not anymore.
You look like you've made up your mind.
Yeah, I have. Sayori means the world to me, but I won't ruin her happiness. She has someone who can protect her, keep her happy, and Natsuki. I'll have to trust her.
I'm happy you've made a decision. Now you just have to stick to it.
Yeah. I bite my lip. Easier said than done. There was a reason I fell for her last time. Now it feels like I'm losing, and I always hated that.
You'll be alright. I'm pretty confident in your abilities to keep on top of everything. All you have to think is that it's just another hurdle for you to jump on your quest to graduation.
I cannot for the life of me comprehend how stupid of a thing to say that was.
But hey, could be worse. I could have said something poetic and meaningful.
Somehow, yeah, that could be worse. We chuckle as we reach the intersection where we turn off. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Amelia.
Sure will. Don't go mumping about okay. You'll make us both feel bad.
Wouldn't dream of it. Tossing and turning, I struggled to sleep that night. Maybe it's the cacophony of thoughts swirling about my head, or simply a state of exhaustion beyond what sleep would allow, but it changes little. The fact of the matter is, I cannot sleep. The wall is nice. Yeah, that's a good wall. Not like I've been staring at it for years or anything. Honestly, I've probably spent years of my life staring at this one wall. It'd almost be impressive if it weren't so sad. Yeah, that's it. Sad. Exactly what I'd call this situation. That and disappointing. I've always been a light sleeper, but come on, why can't I not sleep? Typical that it ends up this way. I just keep getting the short end of the stick. Huh, maybe it's that exact mindset that's keeping me spinning my wheels. Pessimism. The state of mind where everything taken at face value is viewed to have the worst possible outcome or state of being. That was Amelia when I first met her. The whole world was against her, kept pushing her down. When did we swap? Swap is the wrong word. I was already there, just more so now. We should try to be more like Sayori, who does her best to see the best in everyone. Or more like Monica, who at least understands flaws are just strengths that have yet to be developed.
I don't know if I would put it that way, but sure.
And less like me. Even Amelia's growing out of her edgy phase. I sigh as my hand falls onto the bed. God damn it, I'm always being left behind. I guess that's the fate of someone like me, all grown up on the outside but never had time to be a teenager. Maybe it's time I started, even if it is a bit late. I've got around 5 months of school left. I may as well give it a go before I have to graduate. I chuckle. I suppose being a teenager might be fun, even though by all accounts I'm an adult. Never hurt to try, at least.
28. Saturday.
As I make my way into the cafe I call work, I'm greeted by a most unfamiliar sight. Someone appears to be making a scene. The boss is just sitting behind the counter, listening quietly while some blonde rants and raves about something or other. Perhaps something's happening. I've never really known my boss to just stay silent.
Who fixed this coffee? It tastes absolutely horrendous. I want to speak to them right now. Where are they?
Oh, that would be me, miss. What may I help you with?
Oh, good. Someone finally answered me. You messed up my coffee. I asked for extra dark and extra sugar. There's hardly any sugar in this disgusting mug, and it's not nearly dark enough either. It tastes absolutely horrible, and I want to speak to your manager.
Aye, that would be me. Now, if you'd like, I would be glad to make a coffee for you. It was long black, 2 sugars, and a slight dash of milk, correct?
Yes, if you can hear and read, that's exactly what I asked for.
The rude lady snaps her fingers, as if expecting her coffee to be remade for her just like that. I almost want to dump an entire bag of sugar into her coffee, given how rude she's been to the boss.
Aye, I'll get right on that then. Ah, kiddo, would you kindly start early? Get yourself set up. You can take a look around back when you're ready.
The old guy notices me, giving me a small smile.
Excuse me, I was just speaking to you. Who is this? Another customer?
The lady turns in my direction as if I made her day worse just by stepping foot into the cafe.
That's my best employee. A charming young lass who would love to help you out, right?
Yeah, I would. He gives me a small wink. This is a learning experience, isn't it? Taking his hint, I walk behind the counter, wash my hands under the sink, and don my apron, prepped for work. As much as I would like to teach this lady a lesson in karma, I don't want to cause the boss any further problems.
So now you're not even making the coffee yourself, but having your little employee do it instead. Just how incompetent are you?
Actually, I've been making coffee for around 5 years.
5 years, 5 smears, whatever. I don't care. Just fix my stupid coffee already.
My lip twitches as I settle into the station, with my boss stepping back. I have a feeling I know what's going on here, but would it not have been better if he'd fixed the order himself? Sighing, I start grinding the beans, long black, 2 sugars, and a dash of milk. It takes mere seconds for the grinder to finish, and for me to start the process of making the coffee itself. I pour the sugar in first to allow it to melt into the base as it pours, which will let the sugar blend evenly. After that, I top the mug up with hot water, as a long black should be. If she's going to complain about the coffee being bitter, she should have ordered a long black. And there, with a tiny dash of cold milk, the coffee is complete. I hand it over before getting another glare. The lady takes 1 sip of the coffee I fixed with precision.
Excuse me, just how bitter did you make this thing? And it's not dark enough. I said I wanted extra dark. Where's the sugar I asked for?
The lady continues ranting, her words slurring together until I could no longer make out what she was complaining about. Oh, sorry, lady, I can't help you if you continue to act like this. My apologies, but you asked for a long black, which is inherently a bitter coffee. If you would like, I could add some caramel or vanilla flavoring to offset the...
Excuse me. Do you know just how many carbs that is?
And yet you wanted 2 sugars. I mumble under my breath, inaudible to anyone around me. Well, that is simply the coffee you ordered. The lady tips her cup over, spilling the entire mug's contents onto the floor.
I don't want this anymore. I want a refund.
I start to bite my tongue, but change my mind. Of all the disrespectful, arrogant, pig-headed cretins I have had the displeasure of serving, you have now topped the list. I tried being polite. I tried playing it your way. I've had enough.
How rude. I'm speaking to a manager. Bring him back here this instant.
You know what? No, I don't think I will. Get out of my shop. The lady huffs, not budging.
Your shop? Even if it was your shop, what are you going to do? You can't make me leave. I want my extra dark, extra sugar coffee, and I'm not leaving until I get
what you deserve. Be careful what you wish for.
Is that a threat? I have a right as a customer to order here. I'll make my coffee like I asked.
And, as I attempted to explain through your thick skull, you didn't want the coffee you ordered. You can't have a black coffee without it being bitter. My fists clench as I grind my teeth. I've had more than my fill of this woman. A hand upon my shoulder is enough to cause me to whirl around, only to be greeted by the warm smile of my boss.
That's enough, kid. You did your best. Miss, I'm kindly going to have to ask you to leave. Here's your refund. I'll sort it for you. I appreciate that you didn't receive the coffee you ordered, so if you would like, I would be happy to make something new at no cost.
Wait, you're just... He gives me a nod, and I step away from the barista machine. I'm sure he's got this all figured out. Best to leave it to him. What surprises me more is that the woman suddenly calms down considerably.
Why, thank you, finally. I'll take a vanilla frappuccino, since no one here seems to know how to make coffee.
The boss simply gets to work making the frappe. He waits me off to get some of the tasks at the back complete, and I comply. Anything to get away from this raving lunatic. During my break that afternoon, the boss takes 5 to sit down with me.
Do you understand why I did what you did, or why I did what I did?
I suppose so. It just came out of nowhere, I suppose.
Life does that, kid. It'll sneak up on you, grab you by the ankles, and rip you away from whatever you're doing it for. If you can't roll with the punches and find solutions, it'll be hard for you to keep up.
So
if you can't find a way to defuse the situation, what can you do?
call for backup?
Aye, or look for another solution. Or do you think you could have done better today?
Well, as soon as you came back, she started to chill, right? Did you know what would happen?
Aye, you see, a narcissism complex doesn't rear its head all the time. More often than not, these people are lovely to be around. It's when something happens that they can't control that things get out of whack. You need Nate's in whack there, guy.
So she got a coffee that she wasn't expecting. And because of that, rather than own up to the mistake of ordering the wrong thing, she doubled down, hoping that we'd crack first. He kissed me a smile.
Now you've got it. You won't win when someone's like this, but best let them have their little victory. If you fight them, all they'll do is storm out and leave a bad review, which can hurt your business.
So it's better to go along with them? Isn't that the same as letting them win?
It's exactly the same, because them winning is you winning. It's not you against the customers, it's you working with them to make everyone's lives better. That's what the service industry is, Melanie.
I shrank back a little at him using my name. It reminds me of my parents calling me that. He doesn't do it often, only to make a very serious point. I understand. It's better to have the customers feel respected so that they become repeat customers, right?
It's much easier to get a customer to come back than it is to get them to walk in for the first time. Get your regulars coming in regularly, and the business will succeed.
Right, I guess that makes sense.
You're only young. I don't expect you to have the answers yet, only that you're willing to work for them. Give it time, kid.
I gave him a small smile. He went out of his way to teach me something today, even at the expense of potentially damaging this business's image. I should be thankful.
I guess we're getting back to the floor, eh? Enjoy your break, kid. There'll be plenty of work left by the time you return.
Aye, I'll see you out there shortly. He wanders off, seemingly happy with what he's taught me. Let's just hope it sticks.